up, you guys? Welcome back to My Bookish World. I'm Alex, and today I'm here to talk about if I read my most anticipated books for 2019, along with my ratings, if I DNF'd them, if I just didn't pick them up. So yeah, here we go. If you've been following along with my channel this year, you might already know, but let's just talk about it. So the first book that I anticipated was King of Scars by Leigh Bardugo. I DNF'd this. Like, pretty much like 5 or 6 pages in, I was bored. I don't know. I have a hard time. Leigh Bardugo's books. My lips. What the heck? Leigh Bardugo has a very interesting writing style, and it's, for whatever reason, the first 100 pages of her books takes me forever to get into, especially with her Grishaverse books. I didn't have this problem as much with the Ninth House, but I had this problem with King of Scars, and I just did not have the patience to read this. I might come back to it at some point. I don't know. The second book was The Wicked King. Okay, I almost dropped everything. The Wicked King by Holly Black. I did read this. I've actually read this twice this year. Once at the beginning when it came out, and twice actually last month in preparation for Queen of Nothing, which I have read. Get excited for my thoughts on that, I guess. I give this one 4 stars both times that I read it. I really enjoyed it. It was not as compelling as I was hoping it would be, but I did really enjoy it. So, 4 stars. Don't fall. The next book that I anticipated was Moonlight Scandals by Jennifer L. Armentrout. I also gave this one 4 stars. I think I finished off the second book, Moonlight Seduction, back in January, and then I think I read this in like March or April. But I really enjoyed it. Like I said, 4 stars. I really enjoyed the series. I think this one might have been my favorite out of the trilogy, but I really recommend this if you're into mystery and smut. There's quite a bit of both. And then the fourth book was On the Come Up by Angie Thomas. I gave this one 5 stars. This is actually my first 5-star read of the year, and I obviously do not regret that at all. I'm hopefully going to reread this book before the movie comes out, whenever that happens. But I really enjoyed it. As you can tell, Angie Thomas has such an interesting writing style, and it just brings me in like that every single time. I read 2 of her books because those are the only 2 that's out, but I just really loved it. So yeah, don't fall. The next book is Children of Virtue and Vengeance by Tomi Adeyemi. This book has been pushed back like 4 times. I think it was supposed to originally come out in March and then June or July or something like that. Now it's coming out on December 3rd. So at the time of watching this video, it will be out, but I pre-ordered it from Barnes & Noble, so that means it'll take like a week to get here. But I am planning on picking this book up. I pre-ordered it. I'm excited about it. Yay. The next book that I was anticipating was Defy Me by Tahereh Mafi. I gave this one 4 stars, which is actually pretty different from Restore Me, which I gave 5 stars. I don't know. I really enjoyed this one. It was not what I was really expecting. And I'm nervous about the next book, the last book in this series, but also kind of equally excited. I don't really know how I feel. Can you tell? My voice is getting higher. I don't know what the heck I want. But yeah, I'm interested to see what I think about this book. The next book. The next book that I was anticipating was The Everlasting Rose by Dhonielle Clayton. I did not pick this book up. I did not even think of it. The more that I really thought about it, I didn't really enjoy The Bells that much. It was a nice story, and there was potential, but it was just not something that I was absolutely head over heels in love with, like the way that I have been with other books. So I just decided not to pick it up. I might in the future, but I would probably get it from the library. I think I unhauled my copy of The Bells. So yeah. The next book that I had on this list was A Question of Holmes by Brittany Cavallaro. I did read this. I gave it 4 stars. I think between that one and A Study in Charlotte, like they're tied for my favorite in the series. I really loved it. And I'm really excited to read more of Brittany Calavero's other work. And the next book that I also did read was Storm and Fury by Jennifer L. Armentrout. I think I gave this a 4.5 stars. I adored this book. I'm so excited for the sequel. I was really nervous because I wasn't the biggest fan of this main love interest in the series that came before this. This is a spin-off series off of The Dark Elements. But this book was so stinking good. I felt head over heels in love with the main love interest. I loved our main girl Trinity. She's just so wonderful and so freaking powerful. And we got to see some characters that were in the previous books that I also love. And it just gave me all the feels. And I'm really glad that I reread the Dark Elements series before getting into this, because I think it just made me love it even more. And then the last book that I was anticipating is sadly not ending on a good note. That is Again But Better by Christine Riccio. I read maybe 2 pages of this and I DNF'd it. I don't know, I think I maybe had watched too many reviews or heard too many things about it before I decided to pick it up. And maybe I would have loved it, but the writing seemed to be too juvenile for me, and that was really bothering me, so I decided not to go for it. I don't know if I'll pick it up in the future. I might not, but I'd be interested to see what Christine puts out in the future, because now that she's come out with her debut novel, maybe her writing will improve and I will relate more to the story. And a lot of people said that this almost felt like a self-insert, which I feel like a lot of people do self-inserts in their debut novels, which isn't really an issue. It's just that this was more her than it was Shane, which I guess might have bothered me, which is part of the reason that I DNF'd it. Like I said, I didn't connect. I read a few pages. I didn't connect. The writing was really juvenile for me, so I decided to put it down. Well, that's it for my Did I Read These Most Anticipated Books of 2019. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe, and check out my Most Anticipated Reads for 2020. That was last week's video, and yeah, tell me if you read any of these books and what you thought of them. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. Follow my social media down below. That's Twitter, Instagram, and Goodreads, and I will see you guys next time. Goodbye!